How's it going, everyone? We've got some big Digimon Story Time Stranger updates to go over in this video. Haven't talked about the game in a couple of days. Hopefully most of you guys at this point are busy actually playing the game because it's quite the endeavor if you're looking to do everything. I've seen the Platinum Trophy take about 80 or so hours for most people to get, and most of you probably don't have that kind of time in the game, but nevertheless, we'll talk the new patch that has dropped. Also, I do want to highlight some notes on the sales numbers. Steam data, so close to breaking the all-time record for a concurrent player count for a Japanese RPG. Just fell shy of beating Metaphor ReFantazio, but you know what? Definitely a gigantic success as far as its success on PC, so we'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, I do want to mention that if you have yet to pick up the game on Steam, our friends at Green Man Gaming do have the game discounted. It is 16% off, $58.79 for the base game. The Deluxe Edition is 16% off for $84, while the Ultimate Edition is 16% off for $100.79, excuse me. Also, if you picked up the base game and you want to get the Season Pass because you enjoyed the game so much, the Season Pass is available standalone now, 15% off for $25.49, so that will include the DLC content if you do want to check that out. So link to all of that in the description box below. If you do pick it up, we get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated. But getting to the bulk of the video, we do have a new patch that has dropped for the game. Patch notes for October the 10th. Details of the update are as follows. To enhance the importance of bond in battles, the following effects have been added and adjusted. Increase the activation rate of extra strikes based on bond beyond previous values. Added a new effect, higher bond increases CRT rate. And added a new effect, higher bond increases item drop and rare drop rates, affecting the emphasis on the bond level as well. Only the Digimon with the highest bond among battles will affect item drop rates, so keep that in mind as well. On top of that, they do have a lot of fixes that have rolled out as well. Fixed an issue on certain Steam environments where missing or corrupted system data from the demo caused save data transfer to the full version to malfunction. I've actually heard of that issue, so good that they fixed that. Fixed a bug in the factorial area where crane states were not saved correctly, potentially causing progression to be blocked. Fixed an issue where trophies and achievements could not be unlocked under specific conditions. Fixed a bug in the boss battle against a Greymon where progression was blocked against all in-battle dialogue events were viewed. Fixed a crash that could occur when repeatedly opening and closing the Digivice menu. Fixed a crash that could occur in a certain other dungeon when performing Digi-attack under specific conditions. Fixed an issue where enemy HP gauges were not displayed during battle under certain conditions. Fixed a bug where Agiomon's attachment skill reverted to its previous state under specific conditions. Fixed an issue where Agiomon's HP and SP did not recover properly under certain conditions. Fixed a bug in specific areas of the in-between theater, Gear Force, and Abyss surface where movement was restricted, preventing progression. Fixed an issue in the final boss battle where progression was blocked or unintended behavior occurred if Agiomon was incapacitated under specific conditions. Fixed a bug where non-guest Agiomon equipped with items like Crimson Dragon Data Fragment appeared as only during battle, and various usability improvements and fixes to backgrounds, models, and text as well. All of that rolling out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. Those are the patch notes for the latest patch that is dropping today. By the time you're watching this video, should be out for everybody to download. Alright, moving on from that, we get to talk about everybody's favorite topic in sales numbers and data. The game is doing pretty damn well now. We do have Japanese sales numbers as far as physical copies sold in Japan, and these numbers might look a little bit soft, but you need some context to it. The game sold 23,779 physical units in Japan at launch. That's in Japan, and do keep in mind that pre-orders of the game did exceed Bandai Namco's expectation, and they actually didn't supply enough copies, so that could be the issue as far as there being a shortage of copies in Japan. However, I feel like the bigger number that we can study is the concurrent Steam player count, which did peak over the weekend, as it generally does, at 84,458 concurrent players. This is an incredibly successful number, putting it just below Metaphor ReFantazio's 85,000 and change. It's not going to end up beating Metaphor's number, not even this weekend, because generally speaking, a game does peak during its first weekend. weekend. There are exceptions to the rule, but generally those are live service games or games that kind of come out of nowhere and get a lot of momentum or increased momentum. Like Expedition 33, for example, built. Helldivers 2, for example, live service game, got a lot of traction, and then it built in the second weekend. That's really not going to happen for a Digimon Story Time Stranger, where a bulk of the audience does come from a hardcore Digimon fan that they were already aware about the game. But that 84,000 number is still incredibly successful. There's really not a relevant Digimon game that you can compare it to. Yeah, you could say Digimon Survive. That peaked at like 6,000 and change, but again, Time Stranger was just such a bigger game, and that turn-based JRPG is going to be up so many more people's alley. However, all we can say is that this number is a home run success. You have to remember that for a game like Digimon Story Time Stranger, a bulk of the audience is going to be on PlayStation 5. Less so Xbox, but majority of the players are going to be on PlayStation 5, and it's going to do incredibly well on there, especially from a digital sales standpoint. That's why, you know, while I wanted to give you guys that number of 23,000 and change as far as Japan physical copies sold, that's physical copies in Japan. So take that with a grain of salt. It's just a number for you to study. That 84,000 number is such a more important number to study because it's beating out games like, yes, I know Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out on a delay on PC, but it's still beating out that, actually doubling up on that. It's beating out Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's beating out Final Fantasy 16. It's beating out a lot of major JRPG releases, doubling up on Persona 3 Reload. Those are incredibly successful numbers, and I would say for a $70 game as well, that the goal of this game was to break through and hit the more casual market, and I feel like it's done that in spades. And hopefully over time this is a game that's gonna build up in the sense of more people will check it out, because I heard a lot of people just say, you know, interested in the game, do I want to drop $70 on it? No. And there was competition with a lot of games coming out over the course of the last month. Borderlands 4, Ghost of Yotei, and so on and so forth. So hopefully, you know, at the end of the year, into next year, as the game gets discounted, more and more people will pick it up, especially when you're talking about a quieter period when there aren't as many big games coming out. But I think the game itself, if you're a fan of Digimon, you'll really like, and I have buddies that have picked it up that don't have that fandom towards Digimon. Actually, one of my buddies picked it up who doesn't care about Digimon whatsoever, doesn't have anything against it, but never grew up watching it, and he's really enjoying the game. I just feel like mechanically, it's a well-made game. The story is really good, and you know, I was expecting a little bit more of a mature story, but just how dark it gets, I think that has surprised quite a lot of people as well. But the game is doing very well, all things considered. When you look at that Steam data, hopefully this paves the way for the sales to be so good and us not having to wait another 7 or 8 years. I get that this game just has been cooking in the oven for so long, and it has been in development for a long time, so maybe it's just a case of them needing to take their time, but it would be great if we see consistent Digimon releases. There's a fan base there, there's an appetite there for more Digimon content. I'm not saying a story game every year or every other year, but you've got other Digimon titles that you can do, and none of them are probably going to be as big as Digimon Story, but I do think there's momentum here, and I think it would be wise to build upon that. I would love to see some sort of Digimon Survive-esque title, a follow-up, whatever the case may be, but hopefully it won't be, again, 8 years until the next Digimon Story title. But that'll do it for me. Again, a big patch dropping on Digimon Story Time Stranger. That should be live by the time you guys are watching this video, and did want to highlight the sales numbers. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. How are you liking your time with Digimon Story Time Stranger? Again, sound off in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.